today we're going to be talking about the distributive property. Distributive property. Distributive property. So the distributive property is something that we are going to be working with next week. And we'll be looking at how to use it in an equation. And we'll be looking at it, how to use it using an area model. So what is the distributive property? Well, what it means is to break apart a large factor into smaller parts So again, to break apart a large factor into smaller parts by using expanded form. All right, so let's remind ourselves what a factor is and what expanded form is. Okay, factors are those numbers that we multiply together to get an answer, a product. So for example, 2 times 3, that 2 and that 3 I'm multiplying together are both factors. Okay. By multiplying those factors together, I get the product of 6. 2 times 3 equals 6. So what's expanded form? Well, let's remind ourselves. We can look back in our notes. Okay. Turn there. Now in your notes, we talked about the different forms of numbers. So we can recall that expanded form is showing a number, just kind of stretching it out by showing each digit's value. Okay. So we're going to use that idea with distributive property. All right. So remember we talked about formulas. That formula shows us how we're going to do the math. Okay? So formula. Now the formula for the distributive property, there's a few, but the most common one that you will see. Okay? And again, remember I'm using letters in place of numbers. So I have A, and if I want to multiply it by B, by C. Okay, so similar to the associative property. But what we're looking at is if I put parentheses around just that B and C. So remember with the associative property, it told us that we could group factors in different ways, right? Well, this is similar to the distributive property. What we're doing with these is I'm taking the first factor and multiplying it by the second factor first. Then I'm going back to that first factor and multiplying it by the third factor. So let's look at what that looks like. So that's saying that I would first multiply A times B, or whatever numbers are in place of A times B. Okay? And I would multiply that first. Then I would go back to that A and then multiply it by the C and find the product of A times C. So again, you're taking the A and first multiplying it by B, and you're going back to the A and multiplying it by C. Once you have those products or that answer, then you add those products together. So let's look at an example here using this distributive property. So let's say I have the problem 3 times 14. Right? So this number 14 is a 2-digit number. Any number that we multiply by that is more than a 1-digit number, okay, so again, have 2, 3, or more digits, we want to stretch that out into expanded form and then multiply the first factor here that we have by both parts of the expanded form of our number. So let's look up what that looks like. I'm going to first think, well, 14 can be broken up into a 10 and 4 ones. 14 has a group of 10 and 4 ones. Next, I'm going to take my factor of 3 and multiply it by the 10, then multiply it by the 4. Okay. I'm going to use those parentheses because they help me remember what I'm multiplying together. And then finally, I'll add my answers. So let's look at how we can solve 3 times 10. Well, 3 times 1, 10 is 30. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, so now I have my products, 30 and 12. I'm going to add those together. 30 plus 12, I'll do that over here in the corner. 30, 12, 0 plus 2 is 2, 3 plus 1 is 4. So that means that my final answer equals 42. So my final answer of 3 times 14 is 42. Okay. Let's try another one that's a little bit bigger. Okay. So this time, let's say that I want to multiply, let's do 5 times a 3-digit number, 234. Okay, that's what I want to multiply. So I notice right away that this number, 234, is a multi-digit number. So I want to think about what does that look like in expanded form. Expanded form, I have 2 hundreds, 3 tens, 4 ones. There's my expanded form. Now I want to go back to this 5. It's just a 1-digit number. We're not quite ready for 2 by 2. So this 1-digit number 5, I'm going to multiply first 5 times the 200s, then 5 times the 3 tens, then 5 times the 4 ones. Okay. I'll put those parentheses around because this helps me remember what I am multiplying. Now I'm going to solve for each of the multiplication problems. The factor is 5 times 200. Well, 5 times 2, what is that? It's 10, but those in the hundreds, so I need to add those 2 zeros there because that's 10 hundreds, which gives us 1,000. Okay. 5 times 30, well, 5 times 3 tens is 15 tens. And then 5 times 4 ones gives us the answer of 20. Okay, so now that I have my individual products, I'm going to add those together. So let's do the math over here. I have 1,000, 150, 20. Make sure I line them up based on their place value. 0, 0, 0, 0. And my tens place, I have a 0, a 5, and a 2. That's 7. In my hundreds place, I have a 0 and a 1, which is still 1. And in my thousands place, I have a 1. So as you can see, the final answer for this problem is 1,170. Okay, I'm going to pause the video here and make a second part where we're going to look at how we use this using an area model.